Creaturist presents customized workshops. Hi, I'm Creaturist, otherwise known as Matthew, here to tell you something very serious about yourself. You can paint, you can draw, you can make puppets, you can make masks, you can make figurines. I don't even know you, but I already know this about you, because everybody can do that. That's my goal here. I want people to understand that you don't need to be born with a wonderful special talent for it in order to make it. You can make a living out of something that you did not even have a natural talent or a natural gift for. If you spend the time on it, if you learn the technique, you can make it happen. And I'm here to help you if you need that help. So yeah, that's it. You don't need to have any specific artistic experience previous to taking a workshop with me. You just need to have a little bit of patience, a lot of motivation, and the ability to follow step-by-step instructions that a 10-year-old could follow, because that's how I make my workshops work. I make sure that a 10-year-old can follow them. It's simple enough for most people to do it and finish something. Once they finish, they realize, whoa, I did this? Maybe that means I can do that and that and that, and then it piles up, and then you have this whole new expanded version of the universe in your mind, and you go, whoa, I can do this. So basically that's my goal. I want to start people on simple projects, and then they realize their full potential just by that. They go, whoa, I never knew I could do this. Because that's what I do almost every day. I figure out ways. I'm a thinker. I tinker with things. I'm a puppet builder. That's my job. I have to figure things out. I'm a mask maker. I have to figure comforts. I have to figure expressions. I have to figure methods. And I want people to benefit from that. I want more people to create things, because a more creative person is a happier person. Every human being out there, I believe, has a huge potential for creativity. Some people express it through mathematics, through science, through problem solving in the mechanics. Sometimes it's environmental issues. Sometimes it's painting. Sometimes it's drawing. I'm into visual arts, and I like music as well. So, different persons express themselves differently, but we all have those potentials. We just need to try. So if you feel compelled to do something, you might want to try it just to find out what happens. So I'm here to help you do that. If you always wanted to make a mask, I can show you step-by-step instructions on how to make those masks into the comfortable, durable, expressive, powerful acting experience that masks should be. Same thing with puppets. I can show you how to build them step by step, in order for them to be comfortable to perform, to have the movements that you want, to have the expression that you need them to have for the project you have in mind. I can teach you how to create, giant helmet masks for a parade if you need them. If you're a teacher and you want to build momentum in your class, creative-wise, you want to bring your students to a whole new level of achievements, I can teach you, and then you can teach them. Basically, it's all about abundance. I want people to get those methods. I want people to use them, and I want people to be able to learn them earlier. When I started, I had no access to this kind of information. The internet was not around, or at least I did not have access to it. I had to figure things out for myself for my first 20 years. And trust me, most of these 20 years, for a long time, I thought they had been failures. I couldn't get the info. I was frustrated all the time because I failed and failed and failed. Or so I thought. At 21 years old, I completed my first puppet. I can actually show it to you. This guy was my first finished puppet. Even though he was a failure in the sense that I was trying to make a marionette and he ended up being a tabletop, that failure turned out to be an advantage. I knew nothing about building marionettes. So his head became way too big for his shoulders, for the shoulder strings to work. But once I put a stick in the back of his head, and I put the sticks behind his arms, he became a tabletop puppet. I barely knew about tabletop puppets, but he became that first completed puppet of mine, and he was the start of my career. I switched completely. I was a graphic designer by trade, actually by studies. I was working in art stores, selling other people materials so that they could make art. No time for my own art because I was always working at the job. And then when I finished that first puppet, I was like, this is what I want to do. This is the most satisfied I've ever been in my life. So I want people to feel that earlier in their lives so that they will waste less time getting to what they love to do. Because I don't believe people should waste their time with their life. You know that old expression, you might die tomorrow? You might. So, if you're on the other side and you go, man, I really wanted to learn how to make masks or puppets. I wanted to be a performer, but I never tried. And man, I gotta start a new lifetime now. Well, maybe that's a good thing. Who knows? But while you're here, focus on here. And if you want to do something, do it. And I'm here to help. So if I've done something similar in the past, I can teach you how to make it now. And again, I make it simple. Basically, that's it. You don't need to know all the vocabulary. You don't need to know anything about anatomy, about shaping, about sculpting, about carving. Depending on your project, I show you these steps in very simple ways. I encourage creativity. I encourage making mistakes. And you will learn, I will learn during the same workshop. And we will end up with a result that will blow your mind and blow my mind and blow people's minds. Basically, if everybody's mind is blown, there is simply no time for war. That's one of my theories, anyways. More creativity in the world. People don't have time to bicker about stupid things. They will just be, happier. You do what you want, you do what you love. You bring more creativity into the world, and, it's all the better for everybody. So if you're into that sort of abundance thinking, into that positive vibe, into that creativity that you want to apply, you just might not know where to start. Ask me a few questions. If it takes me 5 minutes, I'm not charging for that. But if you want to follow a step-by-step instruction workshop, we can do it online. We can do it in person if you're local. Or if you want me to travel, I can do that. If you pay for the transportation and lodging, I'll take care of the food. I've done it before. It's quite fascinating. I love traveling. So even abroad, even another continent, I'm game. I have my passport. So let's make things happen, basically. Happen for you, for your classroom, for your community. All these methods are accessible to people. Economical materials, non-toxic methods. I basically make it simple. Took me years to figure out these methods. In a few hours, I can teach you all these steps. If you need me to be there from start to finish, I'll be there from start to finish, if you can afford it with the budget. So I'm very flexible in my prices. I just want more people to be able to do this earlier in their life so that they will spread it, so that they will teach it to others. Once you've learned it from me, you can teach it to someone else. I make it that simple. So that's it. Just contact me if you have a project. Even if it's a vague one, if you just say, I want to learn how to make masks, I'll ask you a few questions and we'll figure out what kind of mask you want to start with. And then we'll start there. And I can give you a price and I can give you a schedule of availabilities and we can start making it happen. It could be on webcam, it could be in person, it could be for a group, it could be for an individual. Prices are different depending on the variables. That's it. Let's make it simple. Let's make it accessible. You don't need to be previously an artist to suddenly become one. You just need to do it. Okay? That's what I believe. That's what I've proven time and time again. And I want more people to understand that. It's not about an elite. It's about what you do. It's about competing with yourself. It's about making it better every time. And it's about blowing your own mind with what you've been able to do with so very little effort. That's it. So creativity to you and yours, and I hope to hear from you very soon. Thank you very much. See you later.